Hi, and welcome to TransAction TV. My name is Anthony Attanasio. I'm the CEO of Hawk Strategies. And joining us for today's episode is my good friend Stephen Dougherty, Executive Director of the South Jersey Transportation Authority. A little easier to say SJTA for everybody's benefit at home. Stephen, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, Anthony. It's good to be with you always.
It's always good to have you. Stephen and I go back to our days when he's been at the SJTA for a long time, which tells you how great of a job he's doing. When I met Stephen, he was the Chief of Staff. I was the Assistant Commissioner of the DOT. And now Stephen has been the Executive Director for, is it 12 or 14?
Since 2015.
2015.
So coming up on 10 years.
Coming up on 10 years. God bless you. Yep. That's great.
Yeah, it's good to be there.
And the authority's been doing great work, and we're excited to talk about that today here on TransAction TV. So, Stephen, let's start off with one of the issues that SJTA has truly been a leader on in our state, which is all electronic tolling. For a long time now, we've been hearing about the SJTA setting up the building blocks and being the first agency to begin implementation. Why don't you tell us a little bit about where that is right now?
Sure. Yeah, so going back to about a year or two ago, we did a joint procurement with New Jersey Turnpike to get the back office integrator squared away. We're currently in our civil construction phase. Very, very soon, you're going to see the first gantry erected probably in the next week or two.
That's fantastic.
Just in time for our peak summer season and folks traveling down the shore to see the progress we've made over the last few months of getting the technology ready. But now, once again, seeing the building blocks of the physical construction. So it's pretty cool right now.
Yeah, it's always great in our industry and infrastructure transportation that we don't build widgets or we don't move other people's money around. We actually design and build infrastructure that benefits the users, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the cool parts about the job. You get to touch and feel your work every day.
Yeah, exactly. So now, one of the issues with AET in the past that I've always heard about, and my former deputy commissioner used to, you got to watch out, is the leakage or the percentage of folks who either try to get away or what's done about the security for AET?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. We want to collect every dollar that we're due based on the user and utilizing the road. So, for us, if you're an Easy Pass customer today, which about 90% of our customers are, there'll be no change. For the 10% who's a cash customer today, you'll get a bill in the mail to the address in which that vehicle is registered. You have the opportunity to pay it at that point we're figuring out what that administrative fee is to process the actual payment. For those who don't pay, same as if you were an Easy Pass violator, you get a bill in the mail. If you don't choose to pay it, there'll be a subsequent fine on top of it. Eventually, and hopefully not, it would go to collections. One of the things we're working on right now, and the legislature passed it last year, is toll reciprocity between the states, so that currently, if you're a New Jersey resident and you have Easy Pass violations, when you go to have your vehicle registered again, you cannot have it registered until you pay the tolls that are due. With this legislation moving, once again, most recently in the last few months, year here, we'll now be able to create reciprocal agreements with the various states. So if a Pennsylvania person, per se, who's heading down on the shore for the day, decides, I'm going to run the Easy Pass, they'll never catch me, as that continues to rack up, we'll be able to contact our friends and colleagues in Pennsylvania to take care of those folks. So
that's great.
Once again, trying to collect every dollar that we're due and putting it back into the road.
That's good. That's like when we were in college, we used to get tickets at our friends' campuses and then be like, well, they're never going to find me as long as I don't come back. I'm glad to see that because all the money gets reinvested into the system, and so we should be collecting every dollar for our users. So everyone talks about AET all the time with SJTA. It's being, when you're the innovator and you're on the forefront of something, it's going to be talked about a lot. But there is a robust capital program outside of that, and in fact, there's been a lot of discussion about widening the entire expressway. Can you talk about that a little?
Yeah, so right now we just finished up the preliminary engineering design and some of the environmental work to widen the expressway from mile marker 31, westbound traveling to mile marker 44, right where you would transition onto Route 42.
Okay.
Currently it's 2 lanes in both directions. The goal coming out of our newest phase of final design, we'll get the road three lanes in each direction for the entire span of the road.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So yeah, and so for the folks who are traveling, I look at it this way. Well, where does that mean? We couldn't get the mile markers. You're like, I don't know exactly where I might be.
Right.
But if you're one of these folks who are traveling the expressway on a Sunday night after a great weekend, week, or day at the shore, and heading back home, there's nothing worse than when it comes to 3 to 2 and you get held up. So what happens is, what will happen is we'll get that third lane and folks will just be able to travel straight on to 42, making their experience a little bit more efficient.
That's fantastic. That's actually the folks using your roadway, the tolls they're paying, they're seeing it in action now, and it'll benefit in their commute.
For sure.
So.
And for us, it's all about the customer. So we have competition in that DOT has Route 40 and slash 322, the Black Horse Pike,
Yeah.
and also Route 30, the White Horse Pike, which runs exactly parallel with our road. So if folks say, I don't want to pay the toll today, or I had a bad experience for whatever reason, I didn't like the way it looked, they can go somewhere else. And that's not always the case in transportation. So for us, we want to make it the most pleasant experience, the most efficient experience, the safest experience we can to bring people back more and more, so that when they're thinking, oh, do I really want to go down and do another beach day? Well, I know it's going to be dependable. I know it's going to be safe. I know it's going to be clean and a good experience, so I'm going to do it. And so that's the customer coming back, hopefully again and again.
It's a great attitude, especially from the leader of an organization. And I can say, as a former assistant commissioner of DOT, I'd like to stick up for our roads. However, as a user of your roadway, I clearly choose the expressway when going to Atlantic City or Philadelphia in this region. So thanks for the great work you're doing on your roadway. So you talk about customers. We talked about AET and the toll collection. Let's talk for a second about all of these fraudulent text messages we've been getting, telling us that our Easy Pass violations are overdue and we're going to have this suspended or we're going to go to jail or this. We've all been getting them, right?
Absolutely.
I know you have too, I'm sure.
I got one last night, and today I actually got my Easy Pass bill, the proper one, the accurate one.
Right.
And I had to do a double take for a second, unfortunately.
Because it gets in your head, right? That especially with our seniors and our more vulnerable citizens who are scammed more easily. Tell us a little bit about what the authority's done to protect its customers from this particular scam.
Sure. So we're doing a lot of public information notices, whether it's with other New Jersey agencies, including the Turnpike and Parkway or the bi-states, as well as through our affiliation with the IBTTA, International Bridge Tunnel and Toll Association, that we've done a nationwide campaign, just letting folks know that be careful. If you're not sure, call Easy Pass from the proper number. Call your local agency. One of the things we did most recently here, probably going back into the fall, was create a customer service center for the road. So if you're having an issue with your Easy Pass or any question at all involving your toll experience, you can stop at this center located at the Farley Service
The Farley
Plaza.
Center?
Yep.
Right on the expressway.
Walk in and say, hey, I got this bill in the mail. I'm not sure why this is right. You might want to update your account. Maybe you purchased a new vehicle. I just experienced this with my daughter. She just started driving. She's got her own car now, so registering her for Easy Pass and adding her to the account. It's one-stop shop, in person. You don't have to worry about phone waits. And we're seeing tremendous success of people coming through, once again, creating accounts, getting their accounts squared away. Of course, New Jersey folks, but we've had folks who stop even as far as from Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow.
So, so it's been very convenient, and we're looking forward to the summer when we expect, of course, more people, and just be able to help fix problems for folks when they arise.
Customer service, right? I mean, at the end of the day, everything that you do and that I used to do on the public sector is public service, right?
Absolutely.
So customer service is clearly a priority of the SJTA, which we're very grateful for. So final topic, because we all know it's the expressway, but we all know that it's also the airport, right? Your organization, you run the expressway, you have transportation services, but you're also the steward of Atlantic City International. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on there, things you're doing to diversify revenue streams, just any updates on the airport?
Sure, yeah, we're continuing commercial operations, of course, with Spirit Airlines and American Airlines with our bus service, which is pretty cool. We've seen tremendous success there, not only for an airport that has a reputation of folks flying out. With this new American service, we're seeing more and more people come in, and we're actually getting more people come in to visit the area than to leave the area.
Okay.
So that's a great sign for South Jersey. That's a great sign for Atlantic City, and that's great sign for the tourism industry as a whole. One of the things we're working on most recently is the development of two cargo-related projects at the airport.
Okay.
One of which is approximately 25-acre site immediately north of the runway, of our main runway, 10,000 feet, can land any plane in the aviation fleet. This service is actually started a pilot program of bringing in goods from all over.
Okay.
Most recently, we signed a deal with a company, IRG, out of Los Angeles, for the development of 400 acres immediately adjacent to the runway. So we're going through the environmental stages right now. Hopefully that wraps up as quickly as possible. And we'll get to be able to put some shovels in the ground, once again, ultimately offering cargo operations out of the airport.
That's fantastic. I mean, diversifying and increasing revenue streams. As someone who has used ACY to go to Florida for sorry, I hit my microphone. If going to Florida at ACY has been a tremendous experience. It's not. I live in Central Jersey, so typically Newark is my airport.
Yep.
And needless to say, several of the gray hairs you see are from traveling through Newark International to go places. The TSA experience, the airport is ran magnificently. So thank you for that.
Appreciate that.
And
Thank
glad to see the diversification happening. So one last question for you, for our audience, hoping maybe for a little insight, because I know we've had some drama in the last 2 years. The Atlantic City Air Show has been such a great, it's such a great event for this region, for transportation. I mean, to have a free event that gathers tens of thousands of people of all income levels, right? Giving them the opportunity to take part in transportation, aviation, our military, it's such an incredible event. So obviously we were all very sad when it was canceled. Logistical reasons, the Atlantic City Chamber of Commerce has done amazing work as a very small group running a very large event. So there was some turbulence, and now we understand that the air show may be coming back. Any insights into that?
Yeah, so July 15th and 16th. The 15th will be the prep day,
Okay.
and then the 16th, the actual show. So encourage people to come down, of course. It has found great success over the years. The CREDA, Casino Redevelopment Authority, Authority, has done a great job of stepping up and contributing money toward the air show and funding that. So it'll be great to have folks coming down. Of course, on a day maybe they wouldn't otherwise, right? But an excuse if you like planes or you just like to sit out on the beach. We've had up to a couple 100,000 visitors come through. So it's an exciting day, and we're glad to have it back and be a part of it.
Well, we're excited to have it. And we couldn't have it in this region if we didn't have a vibrant airport, a vibrant limited access highway, and the opportunities to get to Atlantic City. And for that, we want to thank you and the work you've done as executive director. So I want to thank you again as well for joining us today for TransAction TV. And once again, Stephen Dougherty, executive director of the South Jersey Transportation Authority. Stephen, thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. It's good to be here and at the conference and with you as always.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
We'll see you soon.